Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Renee. Thank you for joining. My guest today is visiting the United States from India. She's a prominent grassroots social worker who has helped many marginalized, underprivileged communities, especially from the tribal and rural areas of West Bengal. She spearheads the NGO Institute of International Social Development, which has a special consultative status with the United Nations. She has been appointed as the Indian Ambassador of Handicrafts to the United Nations and is the first woman president of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha. She is Ms. Rajyashree Chaudhuri. Thank you so much, Ms. Rajyashree Chaudhuri, for joining me today. From community work, social work, into national politics and global engagement, let's talk about your mission and vision for your NGO, International Institute for Social Development.
The vision and mission of the Institute was to establish a better world for the coming generations, which included sustainable development. And we always adopted the Millennium Goals of the United Nations. And we always looked out for what was traditional wisdom clubbed with contemporary solutions to contemporary problems. And till date, many of our recommendations have been adopted as UN document for member nations to follow. So that way, we are very satisfied with our connectivity with the United Nations, our connectivity with the local people, our connectivity with various governments.
And then for the underprivileged, low-income, marginalized communities, especially in the tribal areas and rural areas of West Bengal, reach out to them.
Oh, yes. After the recommendation that we received from our first international conference, which was held at Mayapur in January 1997, there was a whole lot of points to work on, where it was captioned as Values for a Better World, where from education to culture to livelihood, everything was discussed, and the UN Under-Secretary General, Dr. Robert Mueller, was one of our speakers.
That was in the late 90s, right? 1997?
1997 January. Yeah. So as soon as we came into existence, we first decided what we should have as the ideal way of operations through the eyes of experts and through the experience of experts. So we held this international conference, and that became the basis of our future activities. And we took to immediately after the conference, we took to the recommendations, and we started working at the grassroots level. We started identifying eco-friendly livelihood system within the traditional occupations of the Indian people at large, because our periphery was entire India. And we started working on it, improvising on that, so that it appears contemporary. At the same time, the tradition is not lost. There was a lot of stress in the recommendation that people should not be uprooted and placed somewhere as a kind of clone to other civilizations, but they should be asked to improve where they were with their traditional wisdom and knowledge, which was time tested and which, of course, withstood the various storms of civilizational hurdles, and yet they are existing even today. So we made sure that none of these are hampered on. At the same time, it is catered to the modern civilization the way it is going to be understood. So we took to handicrafts as our primary mission, where people became thoroughly engaged in their tradition. There was creativity involved. It was holistic, sustainable development, and at the same time eco-friendly, because environment became our priority, our template for any movement, for any operations, for anything that we wanted to do.
You had mobile vans in rural areas?
Yes. While we entered the rural areas and all these traditional indigenous hubs, we found the main problem was mobility. While roads were still undulated, suitable vehicles were not available. So we donated cycle vans to families of artisans so that they could carry their wares to the market and sell them and come back safely. Besides, people and products, even patients, emergency cases of patients, they could be carried from their home to the hospitals. And the cycle van took a very small area. It was eco-friendly. They did not need any fuel to be there. It needed to be paddled. And of course, for the have-nots, it was an immediate source of income. It was eco-friendly source of income, and it was a very successful project. It is still a very successful project for us. I think we had recommended this to the UN back 20 years back or so as one of the modes of eco-friendly sustainable livelihood, which was well taken and it was part of the UN document.
I see.
So it was one of the very innovative program that we took. And places like Nandigram, it was very famous for its political crisis. Nandigram, Tamluk, Mednipur district, Purva Mednipur district, Birbhum. Birbhum is another district which is full of tribal people, artisans. It is a hub of artisans. All kantha stage, any artwork that you think of, it is the hub. And the famous poet Rabindranath Tagore has his university there called the Vishwa Bharat in Shantiniketan. So that area is where we worked. We worked in Belpahari. That is one of the very, very backward hilly Mitapur district. We went to Purulia also. We worked there amongst the tribals. We worked in South 24. Like we were all over, and then we went to Jharkhand also, in Chandil, Nindi, and other suburban areas. We worked with the tribals. So our target group was the indigenous people primarily, then the experts related to handicrafts.
You have helped over 5,000 artisans so far.
But beneficiaries will run into more than 10,000 families.
Oh, really? Okay. So, and you're giving them easy access to buyers. You also work with the Indian government on that and other kindred organizations.
Oh, yes, oh, yes. We negotiated with the government of India, the Ministry of Textiles, and we ensured that our artisans get access to the trade fairs, to the various buyer-seller meets. And of course, the icing on the cake was when we were appointed as Indian ambassador for handicrafts to the United Nations. We brought in very exclusive handicraft from all over India to showcase at the UN lobby in New York. And that is the year when the Indigenous Peoples Committee, Rights of Indigenous People Conference was held. An Indigenous Committee was formed, and a separate constitution for Indigenous people later on came into form. And I think that was a very major step that the United Nations ensured for the traditional art and craft and traditional civilizational heritage was kept protected and preserved. So I think that was a very laudable step that the United Nations took. And till date, we always fall back on the constitution, on the indigenous people, while promoting anything that is so exclusive and traditional, both in our country and in other countries as well. Whoever takes, consults us on best practices.
We're moving on from transforming so many lives of so many people, especially in the rural tribal areas of India, from your community work and your social policies that you have brought out with your handicrafts, and moving on to national politics as the president of the Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha, the first woman president elected. And you are working on cow economy. You're putting a voice out on that. And that is banning slaughter of cows, being a big crusade against this. We see that in the United States, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the beef industry, the cow slaughterhouse industry, and those processing plants and the slaughterhouses, they create so much of greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution, also in waterways. And at the same time, there's also a lot of psychological trauma, people who are actually slaughtering those cows for the beef industry. So this is in the United States. In India, you are trying to ban slaughter of cows in West Bengal. And how is it going so far? You have the youth working with you on this.
Well, this is a very interesting untapped sector of industry. Uh, our motto is to bring about an organic world, because while penetrating the rural villages, penetrating the urban cities, we've noticed one thing: the health quotient in the world is coming down, because we are going to the markets buying food materials, but actually they are not food materials. They are all slow poison for us. We are committing suicide, and we are spending for committing suicide. So when we realize this, that all the chemically processed food is actually slow poison for us, and in no way we are advancing. We are actually going back to a very dark age where there is no hope, and there is no way to come back from to good health. We went back to the treasury of our, again, the heritage and the traditional knowledge that Sanatana civilization or Indian civilization could give to the world. And that is where the cow economy becomes a primary one window solution to environment protection, climate change prevention, and holistic organic lifestyle, saving the soil from getting burnt due to the usage of fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides. At the same time, uplifting the health quotient of all. We have long hours of working periods, but then what happens is we are either fatigued or we are attacked by fatal diseases. So we started doing a bit of spade work on cow economy, and sooner we realized the crusading for ban on cow slaughter has been going on continuously by our spiritualists, by our holy people since time immemorial. And but there was, due to the invaders' imposition of certain rules and regulations, beef making became part and parcel of an industry even in India. Now what we are saying, that instead of exporting and doing business with beef, you export organic manure with cow waste material products. You earn through selling of the product, you earn the carbon credits. At the same time, you are able to protect your environment. So it will be threefold benefit if a cow is protected, and the Indian breed of cow family is protected, and the industry cow economy is set up as a template for economy to proceed and progress. I think it has been very well taken, and the language, cow economy, that caption has got the dreams of the youngsters. So if you go to India, you will only find youths, a majority of the youths involved in crusading against cow slaughter. They are seriously against cow slaughter there, and the government, different state governments, as well as we call it the union government, and you people over here, you call it the federal government. Now, the government of India, the state governments are under immense pressure to bring about a ban on cow slaughter. The government of West Bengal, whom I fought, I had petitioned and I won the case against the government on to ban cow slaughter. The present incumbent government has already announced a ban, but with, of course, with certain lapses. Like after 14 years, a cow can be slaughtered with a certificate. But we are saying no, there should be a complete ban. No age and nothing. Because we are not pinning on, we have nothing to do with the dairy products. Whether it is a milking cow, non-milking cow. Our aim is to set up a cow-based industry which will only deal with cow waste material-based items. From manure to cooking gas to renewable energy, use these items which are having as one of their ingredients cow waste material. So, in order to save our health level, to uplift our health quotient, we need to have the cow protected, Indian breed of cow protected, cow family protected, and we need to develop more industries. The government need to give incentives to people who are making any item from cow waste material as ingredient. So that is what we are fighting, and most of them who are into this crusade, like the cow development cell in West Bengal, they are all youngsters. Of course, there are some elderly people who are there to inspire us, but then most of the crusaders who are stopping cow smuggling, cow trafficking, and catching the people who are trying to slaughter cows, they are all youngsters. They are all crusaders to ban cow slaughter.
Are you exporting these products overseas as well, made of cow
No,
dung?
not as yet, because first we need to have a very large scale production as of now, only ashrams, spiritual organizations, they buy the agarbattis, the home kundas, and all these items. All Sant Mahatmas, they buy the mobile covers made from the cow waste material items. But to make it into a mass macro level production industry, we need the policies to be formed by the union government, the central government, as well as the respective state governments, which is a matter of process, which is a matter of feeling the pressure from the people. So a massive people's movement is on way, and I think the government will relent to it, because anyway the government is very conducive to Sanatana ideas and Sanatana civilization. And of course, Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha is there to push. In fact, our birth in 1882 and then our registration in 1915 came into existence based on raksha of or protection of Gomata. We call it Mata because it is the source of our very sustenance. So anything that is, we call our soil, our territory of Bharat as Bharat Mata. Similarly, we call Gomata, cow as Gomata, because it is the source of our sustenance, not by cutting it, but by using its waste material for an organic lifestyle, for prevention, environmental protection, and climate change prevention. I think when we were children, we had well-defined seasons, but now there is no season at all. It's all merging with one another. Uh, Weather is changing. Today it is hot, tomorrow it is rainy, third day it is wintry. So we really don't know what's happening to our environment. It's going all crazy. So in order to save both the flora, fauna, mankind as a whole, the global community now needs to raise its voice against beef making, which is a major source of pollution, and resort to cow protection and cow waste material based companies. It is also a source of mass employment. It is a source of organic lifestyle, organic items. Of course, through chemical fertilizers and pesticides, we are burning our soil. Today, if you require 1 gram of chemical pesticides, tomorrow we need 10 grams. Next day, we will need 100 grams. So, as the soil is burning, the cost of cultivation is going up. Whereas if we use cow waste material based manure, fertilizers, and pesticides, this will not be the case, because the soil will go on getting more fertile and the yields will be organic food stuff. We will be then buying nutrition and not poison.
So you're reducing the carbon footprint and in your own way addressing environmental and ecological degradation through cow economy that you're talking of. And you have a very interesting family background. One side is royalty, the other side, freedom fighter.
So I think we try our best to do things for the nation that our freedom fighters dreamt of. They dreamt of a civilization which will show the world to live better lives, safer lives, and of course give to the next generation a very healthy environment, both human as well as atmospheric environment. So I think all these activities which I'm into actually is my contribution or my way of giving honor to their ideas, because instead of garlanding them, saying one or two good words on their anniversaries is not enough to realize their dreams, manifest their dreams into reality is more important and more of an honor than anything else. So I'm just trying with the help of my teammates, very cooperative teammates, with the youngsters crusading with me, with very favorable policy makers who are there to support me. And of course, people like you, the media, is there always supporting me. So I think I always feel very lucky and responsible. And I hope with this sense of responsibility, I'm able to move forward further and establish an organic global world. And of course, an organic India as a sample of what Sanatana civilization is all about.
That is true. You're bringing back the ancient Vedic wisdom for the next generation, which is so very important. Now, in your visit to the US that you are currently here from Calcutta, did you have any collaboration with different NGOs?
Later on, everybody is interested in the cow economy presently. And I had visited the United Nations and I saw their gift shop when I was there 20 years back. We had a shelf called the Indian Handicrafts, but that was missing very disappointingly. I proposed to initiate once again such a shelf in the gift shop once again through the diplomatic channels so that our handicrafts find a place again over here. And because it's the converging point of member nations, and India has a lot of exclusive handmade items which could be a very good memoir for people to carry back to their nations. So I think that is one of my targets. The other target would be to finalize with certain institutions who are very interested in the cow economy. They want to import Indian breed of cow family here. So there has to be a lot of bilateral talks between the US government and the Indian government regarding tariffs, regarding transportation. That is what I'm planning to take the letter of support, letter of intent from all these organizations, talk to our Honorable Prime Minister and the ministers concerned, so that exporting Indian breed of cow for cow economy, developing of organic manures and organic items in every nation can be easily done, and India can spread its wisdom of traditional knowledge with cow economy to all member nations who are very much interested. So I have started negotiating. Let's hope for the best.
Great vision, and hope it can be translated into reality in the near future. Thank you so very much, Ms. Rajyashree Chaudhuri.
You're most welcome.
And I'm Dr. Renee. Stay healthy, stay positive.